So it's about 1 o'clock, and I've been flattering around for a few hours, like I was yesterday. Um, I didn't actually get to bed till last night until about 3 o'clock. I mean, I got a full 15-hour day in yesterday, um, which is I didn't expect to get. I didn't do much, of course, and I don't expect to do much today either. But I almost got up and had something to eat last night, but right before I got up, I decided that I was less awake than I thought, and I fell asleep. It's kind of the same thing today. I've been up for a few hours. It took me a few hours to decide to put some pants on. And now that I've got my pants on, I am at least going to get something to eat. I can be sure of that. I am not making any promises about cleaning today or tomorrow. Um, it may have to wait until the next day, which I guess is what, Thursday? I don't even know what day it is. Just I don't really even care. Um, it's supposed to be cold today and tomorrow, and then warm up the day after. I'm not making any promises until the day after. Um, it's partly to do with that. It's partly to do with the fact that it's my birthday. Um, I'm just really not. I think the only thing I really plan on doing in the next 48 hours is buying a pizza. And of course, increasing my estrogen dosage, which will happen tonight at midnight. Um, this is, as I pointed out in the other vlogs, this is a long time coming. I've been on these hormones for years. I have experienced a decrease in effects over the last few. I knew that I needed a boost, but at the same time, I do think that the effects of smoking are not trivial, that they do have some effect. So, um, quitting smoking and boosting the estrogen are like, as I stated, they're very intricately intertwined. It's not just for the health reasons, it's because together the two of them are um, I think that both of these things will increase in will result in increased feminization. So there's that coming up today, and that's really just about it. I'm sure I'll have plenty of things to rant about, but um, I'm coming up on 36 hours without a cigarette, and I'm still not really keen on doing anything except vegging. I am going to make another pot of coffee, though. I promised I wouldn't the other day. Um, I'm not really quite at the juice infusion point yet. I'm more at the want coffee phase. But I mean that's gonna happen soon too. Um, I think I'm probably gonna wait until I get through the soy milk, which means it might be a little while. I might get 2 or 3 more pots in. I don't know. We'll find out. But I mean, these are the types of things that are of concern to me while I'm vegging. What did I get done with the update, with the uploads? Um, Editing the vlogs. What did I get done? I got the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th uploaded. I fell asleep while the 25th was rendering. The 26th has rendered, and that's the 27th. Um, I think I can probably get somewhere close to up to the end of the year by the end of the day today. And remember that I am a week behind, so if tonight is the 13th, I'm only going to want to be done up to the 5th. So that means I might have another day tomorrow of just strict editing. It's 3 days, but if it means that I'm not smoking anymore at the end of it, then great. Um, I really don't. There's not going to be a lot today. But I mean, like I say, I'm sure I'll find something to rant about. Okay, so I've changed my mind. As Mr. Balance would say, that's what it's there for. Um, what I'm gonna do, is get everything put aside for the day so that I can just veg for tomorrow. I'm alert and I'm not even hungry. Um, I don't know how long it'll last for. But if I can get everything put aside this afternoon, do the actual physical cleaning in here, um, and get all the shit out while I go get a pizza a little bit later. Um, the pizza will be like around midnight kind of thing, so it's around 2 o'clock now, um, and it's gonna be a cold walk. So if I'm lucky, or sorry, if I can even get enough done, maybe I can even take a shower, so that I can feel not so bad about putting my jacket on. It's a 5 minute walk, but my normal um, outfit of 3 sweaters is not going to be enough. I'm going to want to put on my more regular winter attire, which I have not worn yet this year, which would include my big bulky roast jacket and my broken sweater. I actually quite like the sweater. Unfortunately, the zipper is broken, like right off kind of thing. Like I can't even find it. Um, I don't know if I can find another zipper or what, but it's pretty much dead from that perspective. That said, it is great with this jacket together. Generally, I would wear these two things at the same time because it has a hood, and the jacket has there's like a there's something in there, but it's pretty weak. Um, what I'm doing it with this combination, I would just generally wear my rain jacket because that is in fact the fall combination. So we asked the question: is it winter? Well, there's a bit of snow on the ground. That does look like the very start of winter in Canada. Um, I was musing that we might not get a winter this year. Um, if I'm still right, it's going to be very, very close. Um, or to put it a different way, in the end, we might have a week of winter. Um, that looks like what we're. When did it get cold? It got cold on Sunday. Today is Tuesday. It'll warm up on Thursday. Um, we had a couple of hours worth of cold the week before, and we might get a couple of hours worth of cold next week as well. So I mean, I, one of the definitions of winter coming from Sweden, and I'm sure Canada has a similar definition, although it didn't immediately jump up in my Google search. But the Swedes claim that winter is 5 days where the average is below zero. 5 consecutive days where the average is below zero. I'm not convinced that we're there yet, although we're probably pretty close. Um, we had, I think, 4 days, and then we had 3 days of warm, and then this is the third day of cold. Um, we're gonna get one more day of cold, and then it'll be a few more days of warm, and like we're getting 3 or 4 days. When it's all said and done, it looks like we're going to have 3 or 4 patches of 3 or 4 days separated by 3 or 4 days. So, I mean, if you add that up, that's at the maximum extent, you're looking at 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 times 2 is 9 and 12. So you're looking at about 20 days. Separated by a bit. Is that winter? It's a short winter, and it's still a little bit ambiguous. I'm going to wait and see, and it's going to have a lot to do with the snow. We did get a little bit of snow. It is clear. We can see the snow, but if this snow let's get another shot of it from out here. So yeah, so you can see it's see again. If you lived in like Georgia or something, then that would look like it's clearly winter to you. This is Canada. This is like normal weather for October or April. You know, or at least like the snow cover. Like there's usually that much snow in October or that much snow in April. For there to be that much snow in January, it's not a clear designation of winter. It's because it's an observable characteristic that is more in line with fall or spring. So what we need to determine as to whether or not this is truly winter or not is how long the snow stays for. Um, if the snow is gone within 36 hours of it falling, well, maybe 36 is a bit too small. If it's gone within 96 hours of it falling, um, which is 4 days, and it might be, then it's hard to say that that's winter. That's just a fall or spring snowstorm. Um, I mean, there's no question that we had a fall, and I certainly hope we have a spring. Um, if anything, we might be expecting the spring to kick in at the end of this little cold snap here. But I know that, if you're from far away, if you're from the nice sunny south, you're gonna think this is winter. She's crazy, like, what the hell? But it's really not clear that this is winter yet. We need to see whether or not the snow stays. Um, a snowfall is not the same thing as a snow cover. Now, if you're unfamiliar with snow, you might not realize, and I have not been outside, but I can tell by looking at that that's actually a relatively wet snow. Which means it's a thick snow, it's a dense snow, which means it's mostly water, which means it will actually melt fairly quickly. Um, I know that that's going to sound strange itself. I mean, there's some snow that's not water. Of course, all snow is water, but it's the question of how much water is packed into it. It's the question of density, and there's different kinds of snow. There's snow that's very wet, which means that it's water that's at less of a freezing point, and then there's snow that's more granulated, and the difference. The, the snow picks up these characteristics in the sky, not on the ground, or as it's falling, or etc. But when wet snow hits the ground, it's wet snow. When granulated snow hits the ground, it's granulated snow, and it doesn't really change unless you go through a phase change, in which case it becomes ice, or it becomes wet. The granulated snow can become wet snow if the temperature changes, but if it falls as wet snow, then it doesn't become granulated snow. There are people with complicated degrees in this topic, believe it or not, and then they wonder why they can't find jobs, right? But anyways, so there are different kinds of snow. This is a dense snow, and it's not. I mean, it's relatively cold out, and you look outside, and I know it looks kind of scary and everything, but that's not the kind of snow that sticks around. That's the kind of snow that fades quite quick. So we're still in a point of ambiguity. I will state this: if by the next cold snap there is a snow cover, now I said a snow cover. That doesn't mean little patchy blobs of it in the corners. That means a snow cover. If a snow cover exists, by the time the next cold snap kicks in, then I will acknowledge that winter has set in. But if the next warm snap comes in and we see splotches of grass everywhere, the snow is reduced to a make work patch, kind of thing. Then, or I think I meant to say a makeshift patchwork. Then that's gonna be more like, at this point, it's not even clear if it's a late fall storm or perhaps even an early spring storm. The days are getting longer. We'll find out. Anyways, but Yeah, I was talking about this. So I'm gonna try to get everything over here so that I can clean in these regions, and then just veg for the next couple of days. Um, I'm thinking that I kind of want to close some tabs. I know that that's a very 21st century concern, but this is the kinds of things that we need to do nowadays. I've got too many tabs open. I've got something to do with all of them. And when you are going to sit down and close your tabs, it can take some time to do it. Um, and then of course, on top of closing the tabs as an activity, there's also the problem of losing your tabs. We have all lost our tabs, and it is a catastrophe. We want to cry. I lost my tabs. It happens. This is the modern world. But yeah. So that's kind of what I want to um, spend the next little bit doing. I know that that's a good quitting smoking project. I've done it before. I have this old politics Facebook site where I ranted and raved and rambled for years, and I'm trying to get it all off so that I can close down the Facebook part of my internet presence. I don't like Facebook. Um, I got an email the other day from Facebook headhunting me, and it's just like, yeah. So I'm living like an idyllic life. I'm focusing all on my music. Everything's great. I'm happy as a clam, and you want me to go work for Facebook? No thanks. Anyways, um, so I'm trying to get off of that site. Just the whole the MySpace comparison is the general way to articulate this. I don't even think that it's gonna. I think that when Facebook dies, if it hasn't already died, it's gonna be something entirely like no one will be able to tell when it's died. Like with Facebook, sorry, with MySpace, you could tell it died because like bots overran it and everything. Like what's gonna happen with Facebook pages is because everything is blocked off to the public. Like it's just like it will look like it's an active site, and you're just being firewalled out of this person's information, when in reality the person hasn't touched the site in 5 years, and we're not even gonna know. It's gonna be more like the Matrix, kind of thing, where it's just this like system that runs, um, and what's gonna end up happening is like all of the ad servers and everything will keep running, but they'll keep running on dead profiles, and as the end user, you won't be able to see it. So I mean, it is going to be sort of like MySpace in that sense, but it won't be observable because all the bots happen at a user and at an individual user experience level rather than on the front end of it, right? Um, I think this has actually already happened to a lot of these social media sites, like LinkedIn. I don't think anybody uses. I don't think anybody ever used LinkedIn seriously. Like the average amount of time people would spend at LinkedIn would be about an hour when they set it up, and then they would never go back to it. And so it's this huge database of resume information that, like, I bet like the Russian government would love this kind of thing, and I'd say that they're probably a more likely client. But that's, I mean, that's, I don't think anybody ever used that site, um, and etc. With all of these, I think that, I mean, I signed up for Facebook looking for. I was told that there were employment opportunities to be found by interacting on social media. I didn't even know what that meant when I signed up for it. I mean, I'm almost dropped you again. Um, in fact, maybe I should just press stop and just so that I don't lose this. All right, I'm back. That was about a 2 second break. Anyways, yeah. So when I initially signed up for Facebook, it was like 2008 or something, and I was like, I don't know if I mean, if I, well, no, I definitely don't qualify as a digital native. I do remember a time before the internet. I remember going to the computer lab in the third grade and all the computers having DOS on them, and programming and logos and all these sorts of things. But my internet life started when I was about 14, 13 maybe, something like that. Um, so I mean, I was on fairly young, um, but I never got into like the whole cell phone thing. For me, I was more interested in using the internet to connect to people that I didn't know in real life than I was to connect to people that I did know in real life. Um, because I could connect to people that I knew in real life by calling them, whereby what did we use? We used ICQ, we used Messenger, but I mean, like, if you wanted to talk to someone that you knew in real life, you just called them, or you send them an email or something. That wasn't exciting to me. This, like, we don't need a new tool to talk to your neighbor, right? But it was useful to have a tool to talk to somebody in Australia, or talk to somebody in Ireland, or talk to somebody in Egypt. That was really cool. And that to me was what was exciting about it. And the thing that I found interesting, I mean, or the way that I would go about that is I would join mailing lists for bands. So I would join the Radiohead mailing list and talk to Radiohead fans all over the world, or the Skinny Puppy mailing list and talk to Skinny Puppy fans all over the world, and these kinds of things. But the idea that I mean, I did meet a few people that I met on the internet, but it was rare. But generally, broadly speaking, the idea that I'm ever going to meet this person or talk to them was not something that I even wanted. I liked the idea of this box in my bedroom that I could connect to and connect with these people that I knew were real, but I didn't perceive of as real. Like, just faces, or sorry, names without faces, and writing styles. You know, so I would understand people not by the way they looked or by the way they um, presented themselves in a public sense, but by their writing styles, right? And at that period, I could have picked somebody out by their writing style. I would have, if I saw Ian posting on the Godspeed list, I would have known it was Ian because I knew his writing style from the Radiohead list, right? If I saw, Metal posting on the Coil list, I would have known it was him from all of his posts on the off-topic puppy list. I would have known these things because I would have known their writing styles and I would have known who they were based on that, right? Um, so something like Facebook, where you're like interacting with the people around you on the internet, that struck me as ridiculous. And I think that's, I mean, this is a broad truth, right? This is something that late night talk show hosts in the '90s were just relentless about. We created the internet and we used it for porn. Um, it's true. Um, we could have been doing what I was doing on a larger, broader, mass consciousness scale. We could have been connecting with each other. Instead, we're using it to find porn, to steal software, or in probably the most absurd use of technology yet, to talk to the people that we would talk to in real life anyways. But at the same time, I'm taking a sip of my coffee here. At the same time, I think for a lot of people, um, just the fact that it was mundane and pointless was what they needed to get interacted, to interact with it, because they wouldn't be able to interact with something on a more abstract level. Um, Anyways, the point is that I didn't see any use to this. My friends would tell me to sign up for Facebook. Just why? I just didn't see any value to this at all. It was like, so you can share pictures. Why don't you just email me something? If you want to, it just didn't strike me as something that was useful. And it didn't really still, right? But I was reading newspaper articles, about how the younger people that aren't using social media are falling behind in the job market. In hindsight, I mean, it was just a bunch of nonsense in the media, probably written by a 65-year-old or something, right? But I reacted based on the information that I had, and so I checked it out. It didn't take me long to figure out that there wasn't really much of a pathway here. I don't even know what I was thinking. I just knew that I was following a lead towards something. Um, and but I stuck because it struck me as useful for reading the news. Um, you could put up likes on all kinds of lesser known sources. Um, just as one example, the Libyan government had a Facebook site. Where else are you going to get news from Gaddafi? You're not. There's nowhere else to get news from Gaddafi. I mean, even if you go to their website, it's like blocked and stuff. It's uh, this is like have you ever tried to go to like the Syrian government's website or the Libyan government's website or something? You can't get to it. You get 404s. You get redirects. There's a lot of we talk about we don't have free access. These sites are blocked. Or the Iranian government's stuff. You can't, or if it comes up, it'll come up in like Arabic, right? Um, but I mean they do have English language sites, but you can't access them. Now I need to be careful what I'm saying here because somebody will show me something, and I mean it is true that you can access aspects of it, but I would throw this out there to anybody that has actually seriously gone to the Libyan website. I guess not Libyan anymore; they're gone now. But or the Syrian government's website or the Iranian government's website. Anybody who has ever seriously tried to navigate this will tell you that you get weird hiccups. Like I say, 404s, things don't translate right, etc. Like the sites don't work properly. So finding the Libyan government's official Facebook site was, to me, that was exciting. I really wasn't excited about talking to my next door neighbor on this contraption when I could just knock on his door and talk to him. And I'd kind of um, moved on from the idea of interacting with people around banned sites. I think that even I hadn't really moved on. I think that everybody else had moved on. So if I had tried to go to like the Godspeed list or something, but I mean, the all the fans are old. There's nobody left. Young people are listening to something else, and it's just, I mean, like it's the kind of thing that it doesn't happen when you're in your 30s. It happens when you're younger. When you're 15, you can do that. When you're 35, you've got a job and kids to feed, right? So you don't have time to, build connections with strangers on the internet. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I got hooked based on that, right? And I ended up, even that said, I probably would have faded off of it pretty quick. But then Occupy happened, and they started interacting with people based on Occupy through Facebook, and that's really the only other reason that I stuck with it. As soon as I moved here, um, I lost almost total interest in it. I do think it's useful to have a Facebook site, um, but I kind of want it just to be kind of like a CV, right? So and I'm gonna have to do the same thing with Google too. I didn't think it would take so long to transfer. What I want to do with all of this information is put it into a Word document, and then convert it into a web page. It's just I underestimated how much stuff was there, and in the process, I've created as much, if not more, stuff on Google and YouTube. So then I've got to go through with that and do the same thing with it. Eventually, That's how it's going to work. Is that everything will be placed on that site. There's gonna be a pruning process as well. I mean, I'm not gonna take every stupid comment and pull it up. It's gonna be cut down to the more interesting parts of it. But at the same time, I mean, it's a lot of commentary over a long period of time. I have writing. It gets really scattered from before about 2010, but I have writing going back to the late 90s. To integrate into this, right? So, um, and if I could find, like if I could find the archives for like Usenet archives or the Yahoo Groups archives, all that kind of stuff, I could pull some stuff out. I think that I might be a little bit. Well, you saw my reaction to the music and how much I'm kind of cringy. You can imagine that it's not that much different when it comes to the writing as well. So I've lost my train of thought. I know that I wanted to close some tabs, which had related to shutting down my Facebook page, and I wanted to get everything out of here so that I can clean and just do that for the next couple of days. Um, and that's kind of the focus. Like I said, I'm not even hungry. That's actually a good sign. I think it means that I'm over kind of that phase. We'll find out if the other side of that is that it's often the case that I wake up, I'm hungry, and then I get some coffee in me, and then I'm not. I think the coffee is an appetite suppressant as well. So that's to be determined as well. But I was talking before about the need to get some munchies. I think that the pizza might be good enough, kind of thing. It's instead of using it to replace, kind of a part of my like normally if I got a pizza on Wednesday and I ate it on Wednesday and Thursday, I just take Wednesday and Thursday out of my schedule and just jump from Tuesday to Friday as far as my eating schedule is concerned. I think that what I'll do this time is I'll get the pizza and I'll add it onto the schedule instead. So I might be a couple of days behind, but at the very least I won't be like I'm hungry, but I gotta wait kind of thing. Um, because I mean it's well understood that you get hungry when you quit smoking, right? The appetite suppressants disappear. But like I say, I'm not hungry, so I don't know. Maybe that worked itself out quicker than I expected. Right now, I gotta clean. Get this all done, and if that plan that I just laid out works out, then it'll actually probably be a few days before I do laundry or shower. Which it's been so long, anyways. Maybe my sense of smell will come back by the time I get there, and I'll just, you know, drag myself in, from a distance if that's anything more than a contradiction in terms. Yeah, I'm gonna get to cleaning. So it's 4 o'clock, and of course the situation is not ideal, but it is much better. Got the drum set out of here, the shelving and stuff. I moved it over there. I've still got my synths underneath my table here, and the kick is there. But besides that, pretty much everything's out of here. It's just that table. I'm probably going to actually leave those in here because I'm not going to use it all out there. And it might be useful when I'm eating. I don't know. I'm going to experiment with it for a bit. So I've got everything else out of here. Everything's out of here except the extra guitar, which I'm going to just leave out so I can play it. It's something that you haven't seen me do yet, which is actually amazing. And it's all out of here too. So now I need to actually do some cleaning. The actual cleaning part, the vacuuming and sweeping and all that kind of thing. But this is, like I say, it's far from ideal. I want that stuff out and put, in its right spot and being used and everything else. But it's going to be probably a few months before I completely reconstruct everything and bring it all in slowly. Like I say, it's going to be one thing at a time. And I'm going to have to wait until I get my cords ripped down first. I like I say, I haven't really completely solved this. I think that the internet has something to do with it. I know that the shielding seems to fix it a little, or at least make it better. I know I'm getting something out of those phones, although it's different. Um, and I know that the situation as it is right now is just about workable, anyways, at the least. Um, I'm really putting a lot of mental investment into the new cable, and we'll see how it works out from there. But because this is going to be such a long process of moving everything back in, I don't want everything sitting out here forever, sort of thing. So um, when I do get the new cable, I mean, I'm going to prioritize moving the stuff out of here first. So the table will go in, and then the kit will go in, etc. But I need this like this right now. This is the only way to do it, really. So I'm gonna. There's a few extra things like that to there's like the container for the chair. Or sorry, the side for the chair, the armrests, that kind of thing, and then do some actual cleaning. I still haven't eaten yet, so that pizza might come a little earlier than previously expected. We'll find out. So I never got around to changing the bag in the vacuum. I knew it was a little weak, but it did what it needed to do, kind of thing. Today it was just like nothing. So opened it up to see if I could just dump the bag, and it turns out it's bagless, which is actually quite useful for me. You're supposed to change the filter. I don't really. You probably don't really need to. I can tell you that the way this thing was designed was to break it. And that's probably why I was able to buy it for cheap, because somebody probably thought they broke it. Went at it with a screwdriver and problem solved, kind of thing. I noticed that when I bought it, all the buttons were stuck and everything. It just required a little bit of better care. I think that when I put this back together, the vacuum's going to work a lot better, which is a bonus. But I know for me, a bagless system is much better because I won't buy the bags. Now that I know it's bagless and I can just open it up and drop the garbage out, I think that that'll probably happen a lot more frequently than I bought it over a year ago. So yeah, a dramatic improvement. That never happened before. And my battery is out, so I'm out. And as you can see, there was quite a bit of garbage in the filter as well. So note to self: change the filter on your vacuum once in a while. Not every day, just once in a while. Might help. So this room is done for now. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in here in a few days. I always spend a lot of time in here. But everything's shut off for now. Well, I'll have to go back in there after to reconnect to the internet. But for now, everything's coming off. Same thing in here. This is done. And like I say, we'll need to come back in here to reconnect to the internet. But it's going to close for now and stay that way as I finish cleaning. I gotta take the rest of this stuff out of here and do this room next. So if I'm ever cold in here, I should just let the vacuum run. It's 2 degrees in about 3 minutes. You can feel it too, I'm sweating. It's it never did that before. That's another consequence of cleaning it out. That is a super blast of hot air real fast. Worked though. Now I know. If I am ever cold, I'll just turn the vacuum on. Wow. Okay, there's obviously some things I need to do in here to rebuild a little, but the room is done, and I'm going to close the door so that the dust doesn't get in. It's about 6 o'clock, by the way. You know, I actually don't know if I ever knew this before. This door seems to run up against that dresser. I cannot remember if I have closed the door since I moved here. Um, it never closes, basically. But let's just do that a little for the day and keep going. It's a little after 7 and I'm finally getting hungry, but it's more of a sick hungry. You know when you're hungry and you're sick? Yeah, it's not. It's the unpleasant kind of hungry. How often do you do this? Brita filter. How often do you change yours? I tend to do it around when the seasons change, or during the cleaning sequence of the month afterwards. So, winter started at the end of December, therefore I would change it at the beginning of January. So I'm a few days late, but it's got to switch anyways. I need to clean this. See, there are certain things that get gross when you don't clean regularly, as I haven't been over the last few months, and this is one of them. That's just yuck. But I'm done in here. All the things need to be done. Besides that, I'm done in here. I got my laundry put aside for tomorrow. It looks like I'm doing 5 loads, which is the maximum extent. Even if I do 3 loads. See, I like to do laundry once a month. Even if I only do 2 or 3 loads, and even often if it's like... I do the whites every month. I mean, almost the last few months, because I've been seriously planning on quitting smoking and I haven't been, but normally would do the whites, which means the sheets every month, the towels, including sweaters that are towel-like, and those are, I mean, I would do those every single month normally, and then, you know, I might do a pair of jeans, I might do a load of jeans if I have enough. I might do a load of delicates if I have enough. I might do a load of, well, the fifth thing is my blanket. I might do my blanket from time to time. But this is total. This is everything. All 5 loads. All 5 loads means one for the towels and sweaters and socks. There's one for the whites, which means the sheets and white t-shirts like I'm wearing right now. There's one for delicates, which is like underwear, and it's basically my colors wash, except I do it on delicate. There's one for the blankets, and there's one for jeans. So those are the 5, and they'll be done tomorrow. The way things are panning out right now is that it looks like I'm going to get that pizza a little bit early after I pound this water down. Yeah, so the way it's shaping up right now is that I'm going to finish cleaning. I'm going to go get that pizza. I'm going to come back, and then I'm basically going to go to sleep. Tomorrow I will give myself the birthday present of a shower, which is way too long in coming, and give myself the New Year's resolution of showering more regularly. Like I say, it was the smoking. It was the I'm gonna quit smoking, but I'm gonna have this last pack, so I'm gonna shower when I'm done the pack, and I said and it kept going on and on and on. And so it was going these long periods without showering because I was really, because I was serious about quitting. If I wasn't serious, I would have just showered. It's the fact that I was serious that, and I know that the fact is that when I do take the shower, it actually really helps to wipe out the smell and feeling of being a smoker. Um, you don't notice it when you are smoking so much, especially if you're washing regularly. But there's a certain grossness to it. I mean, non-smokers notice it obviously, and smokers will get it from non-smokers, but you don't really clue into it until you stop. It's so there's this kind of like stewing in yourself kind of feeling that you get when you're a smoker, and it just it just builds up on itself. You know, so quitting with the nicotine is going to get me more normalized routines on a number of different things, and that's one of them. I really would like to get back into normal showering procedures. Um, like I say, I spend a lot of time down here by myself. I don't need to shower every day, but a couple times a week is something that I would like to get back into. Um, that's at least kind of thing. Um, but so yeah, that's how things are shaping up. Is I'm gonna finish cleaning. I'm gonna get my pizza, and then I'll finish the rest of the monthly cycle tomorrow. And I may even be able to get back to work um, on Thursday. Although I'm not convinced of that yet. Um, it looks like I'm going to have a little bit of a short day. This might be a 10 to 12 hour day. But I haven't I haven't gone through the um, massive amounts of sleeping that are normally associated with this process, which is a little bit surprising. I'm not quite sure why. Um, I'll have to see if it well it's been over 3 days now. If it didn't click, it's not going to. It could be because I hit the initial period under the influence of a Christmas present. Um, that may have been the difference. I wouldn't normally go into a quitting smoking phase with Christmas presents. So that might, but I don't know. What I mean to say is that instead of being tired and falling asleep, I may have just been baked, and it might have kind of not reversed the tiredness, but just nulled it. Um, you see, this is a different kind of hungry. This is an eat you buffoon hungry rather than a hey, get something to eat hungry. So I need to eat soon, clearly. But uh, yeah, it's better. It's 8 o'clock, and I've got the bathroom to do. It looks like I'm having pizza for 9 or maybe 10. So it's been a quarter after 8, and it's done. It's a long time coming, but I've got everything in here nicely cleaned. Only thing that's left is to clean myself, and to clean my clothes. Um, but this is this is something I don't want to have happen again. Um, it's I really prioritized ensuring I was doing monthly cleanups like this. Uh, it feels good to have the place clean again, and I want to keep it that way. Um, it's the same thing with all this stuff. It's good to have it all put away in a specific spot so that I can just take it all out one at a time. So, I'm going to get myself a pizza, and there's not really going to be much else happening for the rest of the night. So it was a little after midnight, which means I'm now 35 years old. Um, Does that make me old? I don't know. I really don't think it's going to change how I live my life if I am old. Um, I, I don't plan on yelling at anybody to get off my grass anytime soon. Then again, I don't plan on having a lawn really anytime soon either. Maybe if I did have a lawn, I'd yell at people to get off of it, or suggest people hang out in it. I don't know. Um, I'm not. I don't care really. I mean, I don't care about Christmas. I don't care about New Year's. You wouldn't think I'd care about my birthday so much. I did want to give myself the birthday present of not smoking cigarettes anymore, and I think I've done that. Hopefully, it lasts a little bit longer. Um, Really, what's more important, more exciting to me than the arbitrary decision to denote an age, to discretize something that is fundamentally continuous, is the decisions that I'm making with these pills here. I don't think I've been through this before. So the white ones are anti-androgens. That means is that these ones reduce my testosterone. The other way to reduce your testosterone is to remove your testicles. I'd be down with that actually, to be entirely blunt with you, but it's not free, and it would kind of hurt probably. This one here, it's kind of orangish pink. It's really the same color as this gum here. And this one is my progesterone. That does things like boost my FSH, which is mostly useful for secondary sex characteristics like breast size. And the doctor tells me that I have enough of this. Excuse me, that I have enough of this, and I have enough of this. I knew I had enough of this. That I was pretty sure about. There's a pretty clear physical trait that happens when the testosterone kicks in, and that wasn't happening. So it was pretty clear to me that my testosterone was sufficiently low. I thought maybe I might need a boost of this, but the doctor says it's fine, so I believe it's fine. This blue bird of happiness, I'm just full of sympathy. If there's any symptoms geeks watching this, like they're having a field day here. Anyways, this blue pill here is my estrogen, and that is the one that I am increasing. So I will continue to take 2 of these a day, and 2 of these a day. I will take them at midnight and at noon, or close approximations. I don't have I don't have a cesium clock attached to my brain, zapping me to wake up, and setting off magnets in the. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the cause of the. No, there's nothing like this. It's around noon. Sometimes around noon means 3, but it's pretty good. It's pretty close. But this one I will be taking 3 times a day, and actually, the rather pathetic discussion I had of this the other day is a good example of how stupid you become when you quit smoking, which is what I was trying to talk about. Obviously, if I'm taking 3 of these over a 24-hour period, then they will sync up again at midnight. So I will take that at midnight, at 8, at 16 o'clock in military hours, which is 4 o'clock p.m., and then at midnight again. So it will cycle on a daily basis. It will sync up with these ones on midnight. So the new schedule will be, I will take all 3 at midnight. I will take that one at 8. I will take those 2 at noon. I will take that one at 4. And then I will take all 3 again at midnight. So that means I need to be awake all the time. I'll be drinking 3 times as much coffee. Or perhaps I'm feeling a little bit extra silly on my 35th birthday. If you would have asked me when I was younger if I would have made it to 35, I would have laughed at you. I'm at the point in life where it's just all gravy. I never planned to live this long. that might be distressing to people. You know, I've got I've had a lot of my family is composed of fiscal conservatives, and they've been yelling at me to save, you know, my whole life, and I always told them I'd never make it here. And now that I'm here, I'm just as haphazard. I'm more haphazard now than I ever have been, because now it's just, you know, free parking. It's just free time. Like I didn't budget for this. I didn't plan for this. This is just extra. This is overtime. So, you know, I can imagine my grandmother. It's probably better that we don't see each other anymore, just because I would probably take, you know, a good 10 years off of her life, and she'll live to 100. Anyways, that's the new regime for my pills. I need to get on it. Drink my water, which I didn't drink. I don't know how I didn't drink. I think I opened up a Mountain Dew. That's why. I'm actually kind of thirsty, so I might do my juice infusion, or I might just down my water. I think it's the heat in here has boosted as a consequence of the weather. You can't see, but I'm actually not wearing pants. How dare I not wear pants in my own house? But it does indicate that it's not freezing down here. So that's it's dry in here from the heat. So I need some liquids, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be up for. I've got almost all my blogs up, and after that, I don't know. I'll figure out something else to do. Maybe get a head start on closing some of those tabs. I think I might be ready to get back to work tomorrow, but I'll find out when I wake up. And I kind of just, you know, for the sake of it, kind of want to take that day off tomorrow, just because I can, because I say so. Damn it. Damn it. By the way, if you are curious as to when it is that I got this plastic Starbucks cup, the answer I can tell you clearly was in the fall of 2011. I can tell you that clearly because I would normally never step foot in a Starbucks. But I was at the Occupy Ottawa encampment, and I needed some water, and the Starbucks across the street was the closest place I can get some water. So yes, I actually have been hanging on to this plastic container for over 4 years, and I did not even purchase it. I asked for a glass of water, and they gave me the cup. And I said, "Wow, thanks for the cup, mister. I can hang on to this." So it was a little after 2 and I'm still awake, but I'm not here again. Like, I wish I was asleep, but I don't think I'm going to fall asleep anytime soon. So, we're getting a juice infusion. This is no pulp. A juice infusion, it can't deal with pulp, it just needs the liquid. It really does not matter if it's organic. It's just stupid. But you do want actual orange juice. You don't want any of that concentrate, you know, Kool-Aid bullshit. Or like Gatorade or anything like that. It's got to actually be juice. And the way to make sure that it's juice is to notice that it's not from concentrate. That's the important part. It does not matter if it's organic or not. All the organic part really is about what kind of pesticides they use. Do they use oil-based pesticides, in which case they are not organic, or do they use natural pesticides, in which case they are organic? It's a very it's a real it's an asshole marketing move. They have people thinking that it means it's like, well, I mean, like are there unnatural oranges? You know, oranges made by, you know, like robot butt sex oranges. Like I don't understand how, like where do these unnatural oranges? How does that work its way into the process? But the process. I mean, the whole organic thing. It's really quite a nefarious marketing play. And you don't want to fall for it. Don't be the person that falls for organic marketing. Don't be that person. But the juice infusion is key here. My throat is not happy with me, so let's get this going. Again. Can we see how much is in here? My guess is it'll tuck it down that much. It's a good chunk. This is a little less than 3 liters. Or a little more than 2.5, anyways. Let's say that's close to a liter. Yeah. More. Out of there now. I'm just thinking about what would happen if I actually did drink 3 liters of orange juice at once. I would probably vomit. So I should probably stop.